Hi, I'm Kerry Grinkmeyer. I'm the host of Best of Us Investors. And I think you have an investment opportunity of a lifetime. I look back at my life, and I've had several investment opportunities that I missed, and it's just that I wasn't paying attention, and I wasn't connecting the dots to say, hey, this is an opportunity. If you do this, you'll do that. So the first one, Nita and I were talking about. Nita's my wife. Was her grandmother died in, I guess it was about 1966. We got married in 1966, so I think that was about. And she owned a farm. She owned a farm on 86th Street in Indianapolis between Meridian and College. And if you know Indianapolis, 86th Street is a main artery, east-west artery of North Indianapolis. And between Meridian and College Avenues right now, you'll find shopping centers, food, McDonald's, Wendy's, Arby's, whatever, and then shops, and it's at the high end. Indianapolis North Side is where the wealthy people live. Well, we could have bought that piece of land for probably less than $10,000. We didn't have the money, but it was a missed opportunity. That land right now probably would generate, if I owned it and rented it, enough to live on. But I didn't. I missed it. Missed opportunity. I think there are many opportunities, and we don't listen. I want you to listen to an interview of Jim Cramer with Tim Cook, and he's going to tell you about an opportunity that you need to be aware of. This interview was done in January 6th, I believe, of 2019. Listen to Tim.
On the healthcare in particular and sort of your well-being, this is an area that I believe if you zoom out into the future and you look back and you ask the question, what was Apple's greatest contribution to mankind? It will be about health. Because our business has always been about enriching people's lives. And as we've gotten into healthcare more and more, through the watch and through other things that we've created with Research Kit and Care Kit, and putting your medical records on the iPhone, this is a huge deal. And it's something that is very important for people. We are democratizing it. We are taking what has been with the institutions and empowering the individual to manage their health. And we're just at the front end of this. But I do think, looking back in the future, you will answer that question. Apple's most important contribution to mankind has been in health.
Okay, I want to get deeper into that because I think you need to interpret it and then update it from 2019 to 2021 and come to some conclusions. And we'll get into that in a second.
Best of Us Investors presents Kerry Grinkmeyer.
There's another person I think very highly of, and that is Walter Isaacson. And he is an author. He does books on famous people, on important people, and he just did a book on CRISPR, and it's all about Jennifer Doudna. And she is one of the inventors of CRISPR. Listen to what Walter has to say.
So do you think this biotech revolution will be as big in scope and impact as the digital revolution was?
Oh, I think the biotech revolution is going to be 10 times more important than the digital revolution because it allows us to hack the code of life. I thought, okay, biotechnology and CRISPR is the most amazing thing happening in our time. And then I realized by the end, I was understating the case.
I hope you caught what he said, is that CRISPR and genome sequencing is bigger, 10 times bigger than what the internet is. Now, I needed to put that into some perspective. What does 10 times what the internet is mean? And so I became a financial advisor in the late 80s. And so I had been in financial planning, the stock market, about a decade on July 1st of 1997. That meant I was managing other people's money. I was giving them advice as to what they should buy. On July 1st of 1997, Amazon stock sold for $1.51. Did I buy any of it? No. I wasn't paying attention. Microsoft was selling for $11.22. I was using Word and Excel on my computer every day. Did I buy any Microsoft at $11.22 on July 1st, 1997? No, I did not. And then there was a small company by the name of Apple. It was run by this kind of eccentric dude named Steve Jobs. And Apple was selling for 16 cents a share. That's a split adjusted. But it was the equivalent of 16 cents a share in today's money. Did I buy any of it? No, I didn't. I wasn't paying attention. Should I have known that? Yeah. As I drove to work every day, I was hearing people say, and you can find us on the internet at such and such.com. Everybody was buying a URL. I bought a URL in, I believe it was around that same time, Best of Us or Best of US.com. I paid $1,485 for it. What if I'd put that in Apple? What if I'd put that in Apple? I knew the internet was going to be important, but I didn't connect the dots. First of all, I wasn't reading. If I was reading, I was reading Grisham or Baldacci. I wasn't reading books about the stock market, about companies, about the future. Today I'm reading a book called 2030. Why? Because I want to know what's going to happen in the future. Tim Cook told us on January 6, 2019, what Apple would be remembered for. What was he saying? He was saying that your phone is going to be your ticket to life expectancy, to lifespan. It is going to extend, your phone is going to extend your life. Now, what did he mean by that? What did Walter Isaacson mean when he said biotech, CRISPR, genome sequencing is 10 times the business that the internet? What did he mean? He meant that there are companies today that are developing technology that is going to bring our life so much better that the market is going to be 10 times the size of the current internet market. I don't know what the current internet market is worth, but I know it's substantial. It's Amazon, it's Google, it's Apple, it's Facebook, multiplied times 10. And guess what? It's all on sale this week. Think it through. What does Tim need to make his phone a secondary figure relative to healthcare? His phone has to tell me if I've got something wrong in my body. His phone has to tell me, and he didn't know about the pandemic when he told us that. His phone has to tell me that I've got a virus. How is that going to happen? I did a video just the other day on Kappa. It's a SPAC. I don't like SPAC. It's a SPAC for Quantum SI. Quantum SI is not a genome sequencer, but a protein sequencer. What's the difference? A genome is my body's map. I can go in, they will go in the future, alter my granddaughter's genome such that the baby that she's going to have is not going to be susceptible to cancer, which my family is very susceptible to, Alzheimer's, heart disease, any genetic disease. They will alter her egg and her husband's sperm to make sure that those diseases don't show up in their children, children, their children's children, their children's children, their children. So what is the difference then of protein sequencing? I'll go to a doctor, he'll gene or protein sequence, and he'll tell me what's going on in my body today. If I've got cancer growing in my foot, like my daughter did, they'll know it. Then if you watch my video, I believe it was on Wednesday, you know that Quantum Sci is also going to make a device that will be in my bathroom that will sequence my fluids, and it'll tell me on a day-to-day basis what's happening in my body, in my protein. Now, where do you think that data is going to be gathered in my bathroom? It's going to be sent to the cloud, it's going to come back, and it's going to tell me what's going on. Where do you think that message will show up? It's going to show up on my phone, or what my phone will look like in the future. Now, who's going to own that? Who's going to buy Quantum Sci? Tim Cook. So that his phone gives me that data, but my Samsung phone won't. My Chinese phone won't. If I'm Tim, that's what I'm looking for. Okay? Is that going to happen? I don't know. But I do know that Quantum Sci, which is currently selling for, under the ticker CAPA, the SPAC, $11 a share. Pacific Biotech, which will do my genome sequencing, or Illumina, but Pacific is selling for $28 a share, down, I believe it's about 60% from where it was 2 months ago. CRISPR, the center of all this, what Walter was talking about, is selling for $110 a share. It was up over $200 a share. It's on sale today. Walter told you 10 times the importance of the internet. What more do you need to know? Exit, $40 a share. Was up to $80 a share. And then we have, totally on a separate element, we have the alert that was, if you didn't hear the sirens screaming in your neighborhood that our supply chain is broken, we can't get masks, we can't get gowns, we can't get respirators because they're made overseas. We don't have access to our pharmaceuticals because they're made in China. If you didn't hear those sirens screaming in your neighborhood, you weren't listening. That has to change. We have to bring the manufacturing of everything back to the United States. What does that mean? That means 3D printing. We don't need a big factory anymore to make the gear that goes in your transmission. We can do it in a machine the size of a refrigerator that brings metal particles and adhesive together, and we print it, and it comes out the other side, and then we fire it, and it's as strong as the gear that was made in the mills in downtown Birmingham, the iron ore mills that then created iron and took it out to Fairfield, and they forged it into steel and then sold it to General Motors. We don't have to do that anymore. We can do it in a refrigerator. Okay? That's what's in the future. We know that because we read. We read. The future is faster than you think. So, why don't we invest in these companies? Why don't we invest in DDD, selling for $25 a share? Why don't we invest in Nano Dimensions, NNDM, selling for $8 a share? If you read what they're in, digital manufacturing. What? That sounds like something maybe we could make some money on. It's part of the future. The other thing I think you'll need to recognize is the world is driven by money. Who has the money? Harry Dent says that us baby boomers are all going to take all of our money out of the investment markets and we're going to put them in CDs so that we can live out the rest of our life. Harry, you got that all wrong. I mean us graying economy, those people over 60 years of age, which happens to be the largest segment of the population in the world right now. And here in the United States, we own 80% of the assets. We own 80% of the capital. We have our boat. We have our second home on the beach. We have our gated community where we play golf and we swim and we play tennis. We have all that. And we also have 80% of the money. What is it we want now? That's it. Read it. I'm not going to say it. That's what we want. How are we going to get it? Tim Cook told you. Walter Isaacson told you. That's how we're going to get it. And the crazy thing is, it's on sale today. So, that's where I think you should put your money. That's where I'm putting my money. I'm raising as much capital as I can right now. I can get a mortgage on my house. I'm making money out of my business. I've set up a business account. I've opened up another IRA for Nita and I, and we can each put roughly $60,000 a year into it. Guess where it's going? Okay, I'm Kerry Grinkmeyer. I'm a retired financial advisor. I'm trying to make up for all the mistakes I made when I was a financial advisor, and now I'm making good decisions, good investment decisions. I'm keeping more of what I make because that $50,000-$60,000 each Nita and I are going to put aside are going to go into qualified accounts. Now, some of it will go into unqualified accounts because I'm not going to sell these companies, and the capital gains will stay in long term, and when I die, they'll get a step up in basis. But that's all just part of keeping more of what you make. It's not all about what you invest in, it's about how you invest it. So, if you want to learn more about all this, go to bestofusinvestors.com down here. We have a tribe. We have a group of about 18,000 people who come to our Discord, and we talk more about this. I only have, 15 minutes here a day? So I'll see you tomorrow.